Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, good morning. This is Geebz here, your old composer here at the Decomposer Lounge, where I pull back the layers and dissect your favorite tracks that are suggested to me. Had a killer weekend with my grandkids, all 8 of them. I was the what we call avocado. It's a long story, but I just love hanging out with the grandkids, and it just gives me just such a rush. I mean, it's just... Anyhow, this is a reaction channel, not an old man grandpa channel. So, even though I'm an old man grandpa metalhead now, officially, because of this channel. That being said, we're going to check in with Within Temptation. I actually did do a reaction on them from last year. I'll put that link down below in the description, so you can check that one out too. And so I look forward to listening to this. I did get a lot of Within Temptation suggestions after I did that one. God knows my list is now a scroll of just monumental amounts. But this one, just as I was doing the research, this one popped up as something very fresh and new. So this was just released about a week and a half ago, so I look forward to listening to them. Thank you so much for your support. The cup of coffee, you want to check out the headsets I wear, links down below. Also the Patreon. Some people don't like to buy the coffee. They want a little something for their money. Got a bunch of videos there on Patreon. Just did a double banger on Between the Buried and Me and Tool there. And I've got so much more coming on also for my Patreon members as well. But if not, and you don't want to, if you just want to leave a comment, just like the video and all that sort of yada, 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 that's what you can do. You guys, let's do this. This is Within Temptation, a brand new release. Don't Pray for Me. All right.
Will all who wish to die please raise their hands?
What a giant hook. Chicken skin style hook. There's a lot I want to say, so I'm going to squeeze this into a really short break, and then I'll glam about it after the song. But one of the things that is so sick to me is during the verse, especially the front half of the section, the front half of the verse, how the bass player is just letting that ballsy bottom end note just hang out there. And these big whole notes, or notes, not whole notes, but in other words, they're notes that are connecting all the way through. They aren't, muted or anything. And just letting it live and own that bottom here, right through here. And in stark contrast to, her beautiful voice and the melody she's singing. Something else that is... Now, I don't know if this is where we're moving into with production with certain types of metal, and genres and subgenres, but the subtle ambience of the keyboards and how that is giving us this kind of ethereal heaviness, which is kind of ethereal heaviness. How does that work? Because ethereal is usually locked into that feeling of like it feels spaced out, but because it's in unison with this power and stuff like that, it gives a completely different glide to the track. The guitar tones are great. The kick EQing this is some of my favorite punchiest kind of EQing when engineers pull this off. And also the ambience and the difference between how the kick is nice and dry and it just thumps you here, but yet the snare has a nice ambience. It really fills, the headscape, if you would, the complete dynamics on this. Anyhow, I got so much more I want to say, but let's just get back to it. I will not say anything for the rest of it, but I'm definitely going to say stuff towards the end. Let me go back just a little bit, and all right.
Never had a war in my
Man, you see, this is, okay, hang on guys, strap in for this one. This is what, for me, I get so excited about when I listen to production like this, is that little, what we just heard on the fade after, you know, the band stopped. It was a great indication of what is actually happening behind it to give it the depth and the ethereal vibe that I'm talking about. So we heard this little kind of muted, kind of synthy sequence, and it was rich enough through the production that it was there. But obviously, I mean, this is still a metal band, and so, you know, the power of the guitars, even though they were kind of staying within the confines of a few chord changes that were there, these really powerful arrangements that were very, like, you know, call to action, if you would, soulful call to action kind of vibe, was so, I don't know, trance-oriented for me, you know, in the sense that I was really pulled in by the vocal arrangements. There were these long vocal arrangements and the harmonies that went along with her and the hook, you know, along with the power. I mean, there were so many little things that were happening. I don't want to goober too much over it. But I think what's happening in a specific genre of metal, especially like the two guitar backing tracks that I just released, I've been just kind of playing with that idea. If you notice, even myself, I even use, and I always have in the past, a little bit of that ethereal vibe to give the punch and the power a little bit of an extra kind of, you know, singe into the headspace. But this was beautiful. And also the keyboard player, I'm going to say, just because I don't know, and I don't want to catch smoke because I'm saying right now I don't know, but great big fat intervals in kind of a sub-chorus choral pad that would happen in the hook. So the, you know, the keyboard player, though, kind of somewhat unsung in the power of this production, meaning it's still a rock band. We still got the punchy guitar playing. Oh, and the drummer shit. I'm sorry, I got a sidestep. You saw me going ticka-ticka-da. See, that badass engineering is you could hear how crisp and clear those cymbals came in when he came. I don't know what the name of those cymbals are, so drummers help me out. When I was a drummer in the 70s, I had 3 cymbals and they were big. Now they've got holes and there's 2 of them or 3 on top of this, one this big and this big. But that very kind of muted, that was so badass. Great drumming there. Anyhow, so, but the keyboard player is playing in a very powerful part in this composition. Be it subtle, it's paramount to me in the experience that I'm hearing. It's there to be, the way it's being delivered and engineered and sunk is really giving this to me that just such a powerful kind of, I don't know, you tell me, such a powerful what? Anyhow, this was great. I loved every bit of it. I'm very stoked for their release and everything, so you guys tell me what your thoughts were on this track, and I want to thank you guys for your support as usual. Ta-da! Have a killer day. Aloha.